I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and welcome back to another episode of Bibliotherapy Sunday. Now, today's episode, we're going to kind of tag on to last week's episode where I talked about kind of being an introvert and feeling left out. Another kind of side effect, at least for me, of being an introvert, and also especially in Enneagram 9, is the fear of confrontation. Now, for me, it's not as dire as what is talked about in the novel Cure. I just try to avoid conflicts and arguments at all possible, but sometimes they're inevitable. And so I do acknowledge that they are inevitable, and sometimes they're beneficial to just have it out and have that argument, or even just hard discussion. But the novel Cure says that they take this stance of it being a lot more dire, and they say overcoming your fear of confrontation is essential if you have any hope of dealing with conflicts when they arise. So this is more for people who just absolutely cannot 100%, 0% deal with conflicts and confrontations. I can deal with it if I'm forced to, though I try to avoid it at all possible. So I'm kind of like on the outskirts of this issue. But the novel Cure's recommendation for fear of confrontation is a book called My Name is Asher Lev by Chiam Potik. And so a summary of this book, a quick spoiler-free summary, is that Asher Lev is a young aspiring artist who is always creating, even when he doesn't realize it. His parents are Hasidic Jews and do not think art is a worthwhile thing to do. They are completely mortified when one day Asher is caught drawing on the holy book. However, he is so used to suppressing his talent that Asher has no memory of this act at all. So the conflict within this family is so painful to behold as Asher's parents strive to understand their complicated son. They're trying to figure out why he does what he does, what it is about art that draws him to art, and Asher is trying to come to terms with the fact that he's an artist. His parents don't want him to be. And they bring in the rabbi who kind of talks to Asher and says, like, you know, it's great that you want to be an artist, and I hope one day you're recognized for that. But also remember your faith. Don't lose track of your faith. I hope one day you're also recognized as a Jew. And so Asher has to kind of come to terms with all of this while his family is coming to terms with him wanting to be someone that they don't want him to be, and just the whole family trying to work this out amongst themselves before it's too late. So the novel Cure says, whether your conflict is born of differing beliefs, ambition, approaches to life, or simply domestic issues, face it before it escalates into estrangement or worse. So you want to face that conflict before it gets too bad that it cannot be resolved. I hope if you're listening to this out there and you have this issue, that this book will help you. As always, my bibliotherapy videos are always out there to help and not hinder people. I always take suggestions on issues or books to talk about on Bibliotherapy Sunday. So feel free to hit me up on Discord, which the information will be down in the description below, or hit me up in the comments with things you want me to discuss on Bibliotherapy Sundays. As I said, as always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. Keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.